Man pulls a spoon out of his trouser pocket, then pried open the end of the wire, slowly rotated and removed it, and then, using his leather shoe, he straightened the spoon a little with the horsehair from the bedding, filled the mattress, cut the bedding into strips, each piece with the edges facing inwards, in opposite directions, twist them with force around the wire. This is the rope used to escape from prison. Just then his cellmate across the street told him, to get out, he must also have a hook. He could use the light frames on the wall to transform them. The man immediately went to work, using the bed as support, climbing up and shaking it twice to remove the light frame, unscrewed the screws. The removed glass was placed in a blanket, put on his leather shoes and crushed it with his feet, put it in the toilet. The next day, while washing up, successfully dumped the glass pieces down the drain. On the way back to the prison, the man took a look at the roof of the prison, from memory, and drew the roof of the prison on the wall. So he drew it to this size. He drew a curve. He bends the iron hook with his hand, but when my hand slipped, the hook fell to the floor and made a noise. He hid the hook as soon as he could. The smallest mistake can now be fatal. The next day, the man continues to make the hook, taking out the wire, continuing to wrap the two curved hooks around the wire, and holding them together. Wrap the other end around the wire too. Make a loop to tie the rope to. After testing, the hooks are fully capable of holding his weight. He put the 3 hooks he had made outside the window. This was out of sight from the cell, but just then he ran out of fabric to make the rope. His family had accidentally sent him some clothes. It came in handy. The man continues to tear strips of clothing. 1, 2, 3 pieces. Then the strips of cloth were woven like a dialect and weave them together. Then the towels are torn apart individually, tying them together with thread, making a longer rope. And the next day, when he went out to wash, the old man next door gave the man his coat too. This gave him enough fabric to make the rope. But then the man's sentence came to an end. He had been sentenced to death, and he was to be executed in a few days. But he hadn't finished his preparations.